So, Angel,
Nice.
you're our host for today.
Yes, I am.
Congratulations.
So, I wanted to talk about something that I know I have been struggling with more mentally than anything because I know it's, I don't know. Money. Money's a big thing that I think a lot of people are struggling with the way the world is unraveling right now. It's just been a mess lately. I personally feel like I've never caught up to where I should be when it comes to money. Never. Even though I'm okay, I'm not negative all the time. I don't owe money. We're getting the stuff that we need to pay paid off. It's all good. But I would like to have enough money to do certain personal things I used to do when I didn't have that financial responsibility. And I know that sucks. And it's something that I definitely struggle with. I mean, does anybody else feel that way?
Oh, yeah.
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 I honestly think
Yes.
something we all struggle with. Cause like, cause not only you struggle with it a lot because then you look back at it, maybe like older people and other people like, oh, well, this is how it was back then, and you see like, damn, they really had it like this and that. And like you said, then you look at the current situation and you're kind of, oh, well, fuck, it's quite fucking difficult to not only manage your shit, but manage it in a way to where you want to live comfortably. But at the same time, you still get worried about like, well, I might need this or I need this, and that, because it almost puts you in a place where you feel like if you want to be like that and you want to manage, it's almost like you got to be in a state of like survival. Like, oh, well, I'm only going to do this and that, because if I do this, then this and this and that. So yeah, it is. I think definitely it does mainly have to do with just the time we're in. Everything's so difficult, and to afford anything, groceries, I mean, fast food, anything, it's all pretty difficult with how much they want to charge you. It is pretty fucked up.
You look at it now, you see, compared to prices of things towards now as it was back in the 1950s. Yeah, grandparents talk about, back when they used to do like penny can't. What you laughing at, boy?
Forget the 50s. You remember when food was like $1? Or we had food that was like $1 or $2 or $3 and it was filling. Now $1 gets you a candy bar and you still owe some change.
Yeah, true. Right, McDonald's used to have this thing called a dollar menu where everything was almost $1.
$1 actually, and not $3 or $4. Like it is now.
They have the $1, $2, $3 menu, and there's no longer $1 items on there.
No,
you want to talk about a righteous
dollar store doesn't have things that are for $1 anymore. Besides, like, I don't know, a little plastic toy or a tiny piece of candy or something like that.
So does anybody have a title for struggling with money?
I haven't even thought about titles.
Wow.
My title is The Wheel.
The wheel. Oh,
The
wheel.
The sky keeps on turning. Yeah.
So we're doing something a little bit different right now for this episode and probably for the future episodes, just so that everyone gets equal opportunity to speak. We are coming up with a title for our stories, just so that our listeners aren't confused. We're coming up with titles, and the host will pick the most intriguing title, and we'll go in order from there. So my title is going to be The Wheel.
Oh, okay, I see.
Any titles for you two?
We can spin a wheel. We can spin a wheel and see who goes first.
No, what we're saying is we have a title for a story that corresponds.
My title for my story, for what I want to talk about, is The Wheel.
Okay, cool. I want to spin a wheel.
So y'all need to come up with titles for what y'all want to talk about.
I have a title.
What's your title?
It's called... Well, I'm on the spot. Ethan, what's your title?
Years later.
Oh.
That's on the spot, bitches. Good luck with that.
Great. Okay, I do have one. I do have one. A Fallen Star. I have a title and a story to go along with it.
Oh my god.
That I found online. Yep.
You found online? Okay.
You're Yep, you're wasting this, so I can do it.
It's up to the host.
Yeah.
Host.
Okay.
Hostess with the mostest, yeah.
I kind of want to hear Kendall's story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going first.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. Have you ever heard of this show called, what's it called? Has Been Hotel?
Yes,
I haven't.
I
But
gotcha.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and do you remember there's like famous beatboxer guy named Verbalace, whatever it's called? Verbalace. And if you avert your eyes to here,
Oh, resharing screens.
yep,
Oh, jeez. Kendall went
Oh,
all
yes.
out for his story.
this is the man. Oops, shut up. Don't look, 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 nope, don't look. Verbal.
do I click on this? What's up?
This
Yeah.
is the man. If you all remember
Oh
him.
shit.
Yep.
Blood is
What?
pumping tonight.
Yeah, that famous man. No.
Okay.
King of YouTube back in like 2011. Well, apparently, he spent $50,000, crazy, bizarre, sexy animation of himself using things like you paid the animator for Admin Hotel to draw all this stuff. I doubt they shot all of it, but yeah, $50,000 on something. I think it's really relates to our story because no smart person would spend $50,000 on an animation of themselves instead of a show. Let's see. Adam Evan, known professionally as Verbalace, is a beatboxer, singer, rapper, and impressionist, and president 5.4 million followers on YouTube. It's not a small amount. It's more than we have, more than I have, definitely. Only by a bit though. But the point is that financial stability. You know, some people you are struggling out here. You're struggling. Some people can't pay their taxes. Some people can't pay for their food. Yet people are out here spending $50,000 on an animation for some reason. And just go to show just the two sides of the whole thing. It's kind of stupid.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. 50 grand. I don't know if 50 grand can buy you.
Couple things. Couple down payment on a house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Basically.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Oh god.
Shit. Shut
We're
up.
keeping this.
No, we're not. How much does a 2024 Ford Mustang cost? $48,000 for a 2024 Mustang GT. So for the price he could have got for a brand spanking new Ford Mustang, last single one just came out this
Electric.
year. It's not electric.
It literally said electric in there. Might have been
Where?
looking at the wrong
Where?
one.
Oh my
You're
god,
an
something
idiot.
pop up.
No.
Jesus Christ. It's not ad block
No.
on. Okay, whatever. But he could have spent on a brand new Mustang, a Mexican Mustang. Yeah, he spends it on
Being down bad.
this. Yes.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. You know, I thought people were smarter than this, but then of course now you got people who spend millions on an island that they'll never go on, or people who
Well-
spend.
Those people are smart. They buy an island and then they sell it and then they gift it and they give it off as a tax write-off. So they end up spending $1 million, put it as a tax write-off or deductible, and they get $1 million back from the government.
Okay.
Those people are smart. What this guy did was just
Yeah.
He just
the
really
dumbest thing I
wanted
ever
to.
spent a bunch of money on was Flight Sim, probably. On money I spent on Flight Sim, to be honest. It's probably hundreds by now.
That's
What is wrong
Kendall,
with you?
that
That's
is
fucking terrible.
atrocious.
It is, but hey, those there's no way I can explain my way out of that. But yeah, that's the dumbest thing I ever did. But hey, Flight Sim doesn't work right now, so save money by it not working. Because I know as soon as I get it back working, I'm gonna buy. There's a drone that came out on Flight Sim. Actually, I want to buy. Although there's another drone. Walmart does sell drones.
we're gonna take away your debit card.
Yeah, I don't know what
I-
rant you're going on right now. was I believe your original point was, the difference in
Right,
people.
different in mentalities between people who are like us, versus people who have like a bunch of money.
Mhm.
And that it's funny because here's the thing: if money doesn't buy brains, right? And obviously, right, for example, that guy Verbalace, he has so much money, 5 million subscribers on YouTube, can grant you a lot of money, a whole lot. But here we are, barely making it as is. Yet we know how to do smarter things than he does. Because I wouldn't spend 50 grand on an animation of me.
I mean,
Probably 200, but not 50 grand.
Yeah,
But,
50 grand could get you a lot right now. I mean, like, if I had 50 grand, I would be buying Angel a car and putting a down payment on a house. Like, that's just ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah. You can go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I thought he went bankrupt or something after that.
He did.
So then what was the point?
Lolly.
I did hear though. I did hear he owed people a lot of money. So in order to make sure I have to pay it back, he made himself go bankrupt. Which, yeah.
Like companies?
He owed people a lot of money. So he said, "Hey, I can't owe money if I don't have money," which is not how it works at all.
Not how that works.
They're gonna get the money somehow.
Okay.
Either they'll sell a kidney or they'll sell you.
I think people, whenever they get that much money all at once, they lose their minds. I think whenever they like, especially with younger people, because I feel like sometimes I'm guilty of this sometimes too. I feel like the second that I get money, I get excited to spend it, and I feel like that's such a big problem.
Yes.
That's
Very
such a
much so.
problem. I feel like that's the majority of people's problems right now.
Yeah, especially those who don't really. It's like people who never had food. For example, if you give I don't know, a homeless kid who hasn't eaten a lot, like a big old buffet, he's gonna down that shit in like seconds.
Yeah.
And probably still be hungry for more. That's actually a great analogy for what you're talking about, actually.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
And I think it's important to realize, like, when people do that, when they constantly are spending that money, like they go to work and they work X amount of hours and they make X amount of money. And the second that they get it, they spend it all. And they're like, oh, it's fine because I still have a job and I'm still working and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but you were biting the hand that feeds you. I feel like a lot of people our age are guilty of that, of biting the hand that feeds them. Have you guys heard that expression?
I have.
Yeah.
For anyone that
Yeah, it's been a
hasn't,
while, but
yeah, if anyone that hasn't heard that expression, keep that in mind. Like biting the hand that feeds you. If you take advantage of certain situations, especially financial situations, especially in this economy, like your job is not guaranteed tomorrow. Your hours are not guaranteed. The amount of money you made on one paycheck is not guaranteed the next paycheck. Like people have to really start thinking about that. Like don't take advantage of certain situations because it will snap back at you. I mean, that is just ridiculous. If it's doing you good, just be grateful for the good that it's doing. Don't start trying to spend all of it. Don't start trying to be like, oh well, it's fine because it's gonna keep feeding me anyway. You don't know that.
Yeah.
So I believe it's up to Angel. Who's next?
Ethan.
What's your title, buddy?
I just said years later on the spot because like it made me think of just like how, like for me at least, the viewpoint, like the viewpoint for me changed on how shit works and like just with the cost of everything changing. Like I mean, just not even that long, but like maybe 13, 14 years, or maybe not even, let's say 16 or 17 years. Because at that point, most people at 16 or 17 are still living with like some kind of parental figure, whoever, and then you're usually going to school. And like you could say like, oh, well, you pay for these little things, and if you do every now and then, but you never really get a full grasp on how much that shit kind of affects it and the mentality you should have until you actually kind of get out there and you get put in the position of like, oh well, like, hey, not them anymore. Now you're with this and this, or you're with whoever. You're by yourself. Now it's okay. Well, now you got to get up and find a way to get the money for the things that where you're at. Because if not, then yeah, you're just most people. I mean, that's why there's so many homeless people. Because I mean, people just don't care to take on that responsibility. You know, what I mean, they don't care to. They don't feel the need to work for it. You know, like, oh, I'm not gonna go through all that just to da 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 da. And I mean, that's really how it is. But it does change a lot when you get out there. And even and I mean, not even for that long. Like, you could be out there for like maybe even a year or two, or maybe 6 months. I think it's different for everyone, but nonetheless, it shows you pretty quickly. Especially, I feel like with the year and the age we're living in, the way everything's going economically and financially, it's like it really shows you fucking pretty quick. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to do this and that, and you know, depending on it's like geographics and demographics. Because depending on what state and where you live, tax rates are high, other things like that. So I mean, it's different and different for everyone really. But I say more or less yeah, because it just made me think. Like, I'd always not pay attention much. Like, oh well, this is fine. Just you like buy, like you said, you get happy to spend it. It's like impulsive. Like, you just want to fucking buy whatever. And so like you get that money, and then when you get older, you're like, oh well, I mean, I'll learn how to do when I get older. Like. And a couple of years pass by and you get older, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I should have taken a little bit of time to get those habits under control.
And I got nothing.
Yeah, exactly, because you got no discipline. So that was my biggest thing. I just noticed, like, I could see that for years, like, happening, just like as the years went on. Like, years later, like, I'm looking at it like, well, fuck me. Now back then, I could have maybe done this and had some better tactics in place for now when you're older and you actually need to save money, and it's important to have like a decent amount saved and shit like that. And that's really the biggest thing, I feel like. Cause that's the biggest thing about the topic is, like, if you think about it, the age we're living in, that's what I'm saying. Most people that are making like the money we do are just at the moment right now, they're damn near surviving. And I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I know I speak for a good portion of people. So I mean, that's unfortunately how it is at the moment. And so unless you come up on something and like overnight, or you find something, you pretty much you're fucking still down there and on the grind, as they say, until you can get some money.
I feel like you made two really, really good points there, because the first major point that I think that you made was, you know, that's just kind of the way that it is right now. And that's something that I kind of always have to remind Angel about too, because Angel obviously feels very strongly about this topic. And I have to tell him all the time, like, that's just how it is right now, you know? And so if anyone out there feels like they're the only one struggling, and I pinky promise it's everyone. Is every single person. I mean, all of us live in different areas of the city. It's every single person out there right now, regardless of age. It's like there's no hours to go around. No one can afford any. Like, it's literally just how it is right now. Like, it's not, and it's really hard because sometimes Angel takes it so personally too, and like it's has nothing to do with you personally. You know what I mean? As long as you're getting up and you're applying and you're going, you know, you're trying to get those hours and you're doing what you can to you know, put yourself in that position, you know, then that's all you can really do about it. And, you know, like it was really hard for to find jobs for everyone, you know, like every single person was struggling finding jobs. I remember I had applied for like 15 jobs or something, and not a single one of them even responded.
At all.
Yeah.
I mean, how many jobs I applied to?
Yeah, and then another really good point that I think Ethan made was, like, growing up, you know, you live with your parents and stuff. I think one major mistake that our parents made in raising us was they did not prepare us for any of it. They didn't teach us financial, like, stability. They didn't teach us... Yeah. They didn't teach us any actual life skills, and school doesn't do that either, you know? So it's like no one is there to really tell us, like, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. This is the things that you need to be thinking about. No one's going to do that for you except for you. And this kind of ties into what Ethan was talking about last week, too. You know, no one is going to sit here and hold your hand through shit. you know, and that's kind of the whole point of why we're here too, is because of the thing we want to share what we've learned with you guys, and we want to make sure that, you know, all the things that we've learned how to do for our age group, those resources are available. That's the whole point, you know. None of us goes into this adult thing knowing what to do, you know. And my parents, you know, my dad sometimes is, you know, feels like he's still figuring it out, you know. And I don't like watching people take 20, 30 years to figure it out, and then by the time you figure it out, your whole life has gone by. And I feel like that's really important for people to have the resources to learn, you know. And I think that's something our generation needs to do going forward. You know, whenever we all have families and stuff, we need to start teaching our kids responsibility. We need to start teaching them how to do certain things, and make sure that they understand, you know, these are the tools that you need, you know. So many times I feel like whenever I was, you know, still in school, and so many times I feel like my parents, my mother and my stepdad would be like, you need to focus on school. This is what you, like, your grades. This is, and you know, and so many times I wish that they'd sat me down and been like, you need to, well, and I told them I wanted to work. They told me no.
Yeah.
And, you know,
school can't buy a house type stuff.
And it's so weird because, like, I just remember having that conversation with them to where I was like, I really, really want to work. I want to start saving money so that I can do this, this, and this. And we need to do that for the next generation. We need to allow them to we need to give them the tools to stand on their own 2 feet. Because if we don't, I can't imagine having kids and knowing that they're going to struggle the same way I did. And I don't understand why our parents did that.
Probably things go the way they're still going, like 20, 30 years down the line, might be worse, who knows, but could be better,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. We're hoping it gets better.
We did have a point in time a couple years ago where things were actually going down in prices, which is, probably gas was only like $1 or something, last time I remember, $1, $2. Like what, 2019, 2020?
It was like 208, yeah, shit like that.
Yeah. And in Texas, it is kind of going down a little bit, but I think the thing is it feels like everything is catching up, you know, like paycheck to paycheck is like, you wait that 1 week or that 2 weeks for your paycheck. And in those 2 weeks or that 1 week, like, all your bills caught up, you know, and I feel like that stresses so many of us out more than a lot of people know.
It really does. I mean, I think the biggest reason that it stresses me out is because at one point I had the money where I could save and I could do this, and I just didn't do it because, like Ethan and Kat said, I was so happy to just spend a $700 paycheck for one week's worth of work, you know, and I would go and do that. I would spend, you know, splurge on myself, have fun, because I'm 17, 18, 19, 20, you know, and I don't want to be 30, 40 years old and not having done anything for myself, you know. I didn't have the discipline. I was so happy once that $700 or $1,000 hit my bank account. You know, I wanted to go out to eat, I had to go out to eat. You know, Kat wanted something, I'd be like, yeah, sure. It could be 4 in the morning, and it could be $30 for a Oreo milkshake.
I'm also just spoiled, though.
Yeah, and
I'm just spoiled.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but that's my fault. I'd just be like, you know what? Sure, because I have $600 in the account, you know, a $30, you know, and that's my fault. Is I would say, well, $30 here and there isn't gonna add up, and then it added up, and then, like Kat said, I lost my job, you know, and it wasn't something that I did personally. It just so happened to be that the company couldn't support that many people. And then when it came time for them to rehire people, they didn't rehire any of us. They told us that we couldn't be hired because of one thing or the other. I never got a reason. Some people got a reason that they were too lazy, which were true. Some people got reasons like they needed more diversity, which was weird. But I never got a straight answer as to why I couldn't get back.
And sometimes you won't too. I think it ended up being like half the company got laid off. And that's something that Angel experienced like really, really early that a lot of people don't consider. Getting laid off is just it's so weird. It's so weird. For anyone that hasn't experienced being laid off, basically we woke up one morning and Angel just got a call basically saying that he didn't have a job anymore. Yep. And we were like, well, why? And the company actually didn't even say anything. We had to hear it from other coworkers who they were like, yeah, that happened to me too. They don't actually give you any information. And then actually, so Angel and his dad have the same name. So his dad actually got the call. And so his dad went to drop Angel off for work. And then Angel's badge didn't work going into the building. And it turned out that it was Angel and not his dad. So, I mean, it was a weird situation. But they give no information.
No warning either. That's what sucked about it. It was just
no warning.
Because, I mean, and this is only because my dad was real close with some of the higher up people in HR and things like that. He kept hearing rumors for 4 months. Oh, there's going to be a layoff. Oh, there's going to be a layoff. Oh, they're going to cut hours. They're going to switch the schedules around. And then for a week, it was just radio silence, and boom, that's when it happened. And it was just what? What?
They didn't give anyone any warning about anything. They literally they just woke up and 8 a.m. they got a call just saying unfortunately you've been unemployed. And that was it. And I feel like so many of us, we feel like we don't have to worry about that in certain jobs and stuff, but you just never know.
I can't imagine what I would do if I got that text, man.
Awful.
I don't even think it was a person. I think it was an automated call.
Yeah, they automated called certain people to a whole bunch of people. On my floor alone, there was 30 people, and it was down to 12 after the cutoff.
Yeah,
they got rid of a lot of people, and it wasn't just because I was the newest person on the floor and the youngest. It wasn't just because of that too, because there were people in there who had 30 years of experience who got laid off. People in there who did really good work who also got laid off. There was a lot of. It wasn't. I couldn't say I got laid off because I was young, because I was slow, because people don't like me. People got laid off sometimes by a random choice.
Yeah,
that's just weird. Yeah,
you always hear a lot about these big companies laying off hundreds of thousands of people, and you're thinking, man, that sucks to them. It's gonna suck how it happens to me. But when it actually happens to you, it's oh shit, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, and it took me so long to find a job. I could not find a job until I moved from the place that I was at. I had to move areas just to find a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I went jobless from April to August, which is kind of a long time. It's a good handful of months with just nothing. I was just going off of savings. By the end of it, I had to find a job recently. I even applied for fucking janitorial jobs. I was that desperate.
That's what I'm saying. And then nobody wanted to fucking hire anybody, which was
it's just crazy. The way the economy is right now. There's just not enough time and money to go around. And what sucks is money is what makes the world go round, and that's why it's weird for us to be in the situation that we're in, because for money to be the reason for everything, and there's not even enough of that to go around, and it makes everyone feel like they're stuck, and the people that are living comfortably right now don't realize how privileged they are to live the way that they live right now, and some of them do. I have older friends who, have houses, very nice houses and kids and stuff, and they really don't have to think about it. Have a friend that just spent $40,000 on a surgery, a cosmetic surgery, just because she
damn.
really wanted to, you know?
That's
But she also is very, very aware. She's like, I understand that, like, it's not common for people to be able to do that. Like, I think people who have the comfortability need to really show empathy. Because the people, a lot of us work in the service industry, and a lot of people go in, a lot of people that are privileged financially right now go in, and they don't understand that their tipping is what is the difference between us eating that day versus not. You know?
Damn.
Like these restaurant, these servers at restaurants. A buddy of mine works as a server at Applebee's, I think, and I didn't realize how much tipping really like saved people.
Yes.
So I asked how much to make an hour. He said $3 an hour.
That's actually
Like,
good. That's actually really good for a server.
That's good.
I was making $2.50 as a server whenever I was serving tables.
I know people who were doing $1.60.
$1.60.
Yeah, I don't think people realize, and that is something that, you know, I think I feel very split about the tipping situation right now, because a lot of people say that tipping is being overdone, you know, because the tipping that goes through like DoorDash and everything being delivered is tipped, and now some places, if you order to go, there's a tipping fee that's put with it, you know, like, and a lot of people say it's getting out of hand, but at the same time, I'm like, is it, or are these the extremes that businesses have to go through in order to pay their employees? You know what I mean?
Or they pay them regular wage.
It's not that simple. There are laws and regulations that go against that as well. It's not as simple to just pay someone a wage the same as people that don't get tips.
Yeah, I mean, just think about it from a math standpoint. You know, if I'm making $16 an hour, and so is little Jimmy in the corner, but he makes tips on the daily because it's customary to make tips in his area of field, and I'm not. He's gonna end up making way more money than I am.
And if we got rid of tipping altogether, then, you know, maybe that could be a conversation. I mean, that's a really interesting conversation. I like hearing the debates about that and just kind of like the, you know, people's ideas on that. But unfortunately, we just don't make those decisions for everybody, you know? And like,
there are some countries out there who don't use tipping.
Exactly. And that's the biggest thing that I hear too. There are countries, I believe, is it Japan one of them? I think Japan's one of them, that it's weird to tip. Tipping is not customary, you know, but there's pros and cons to every situation. I think the tip, I'm very split on it, because on one hand, I'm like, let's just get rid of it altogether and pay everyone, you know, at least minimum wage. But then on the other hand, I have a friend who is a server as well, also at Applebee's actually, and her tipping, you know, is the difference between her living comfortably and not. You know, her tipping, she looks in her purse and she ends up having like $300 cash. She's like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. I'm like, geez, you know, like, but
I think about these dollars.
the thing is sometimes tipping isn't consistent, but some people work better in that kind of environment. You know, some people work better with that kind of inconsistent paycheck. She works there for fun. She has 2 jobs, you know, so she literally just works there because she has extra time and she likes having cash. But I mean, I feel like it's very personal, but I'm very split on the tipping situation. I feel like if we were to fix it, you know, there might be another problem that arises and we got to go and fix something else. You know, I feel like that's true for a lot of political decisions like that.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yes, the wheel.
The wheel.
The wheel.
It's my turn. The wheel.
It's your turn.
I don't know if I told you two about this, Kendall and Ethan. I don't know if I did or not, but at the beginning of the new year, it's what's today, the 14th, January 14th. At the beginning
It's
of
the
the year.
16th, actually.
The 15th?
16th.
16th.
Wow.
Jeez.
When are you? What are you? Time traveler? Are you stuck in the past, or
It's just going by so fast. But anyway,
you right?
at the start of the new year, me and Angel made the executive decision to write up a couple of contracts between me and him. And they are signed. So they are non-negotiable.
Yep.
But one of the
Part of it.
contracts that we made was our savings agreement.
Mhm.
And our savings agreement is the wheel. The wheel determines all of our savings. So every week we spin the wheel, and the amount that it lands on is the amount that we put into our savings. And what's interesting about that, so that's the amount that we put each, because we both are
Yeah.
starting our savings from scratch this year. And there is a freebie on there. So, because sometimes you just don't feel like putting anything into your savings. But for when we can't put that amount into savings, we have it written down on a whiteboard, actually on the board right behind Angel. We have it written down like our debt. That's how much we have to put into savings. So when we get our paychecks, we can be like, how much can I put in to savings right now? Should I go and put the whole amount and tough it out for the next couple of weeks? Should I, what do we have coming up that we need to pay for in the next couple of weeks? Do I have a truck payment coming up? Car payments? Do we have bills that we need to pay coming up? Maybe I should only put this amount and I'll pay off the rest next paycheck. So, Angie, do you want to go get the wheel? You want to show them the wheel?
Yeah.
Get that wheel, boy.
Get the wheel. It's so cute. I made it. It's so cute. But this is how we are trying to save for our year. It makes it fun, too. I think if you don't have fun with it, you can't really... I think people take it... I feel like the fun kind of takes the stress away from it a little bit. You want to spin the wheel? Show them spin it.
The wheel.
Do they save today? Spin the wheel. Where it lands, somebody goes.
$150.
Yeah, that's it's fun, but it's also stressful. It's like, do I put in 25?
It kind of
You
teaches
better like
us...
wheel test them.
It kind of like helps us think about like, okay, what are we paying for that's coming up? Like certain subscriptions and stuff that we have, that are automatically taken out of our account and stuff, where we're like, okay, these payments are coming up, so we have to have this amount of money left in the account. Do we
Yep.
put in only a little bit of the savings? Do we leave it alone and wait until next paycheck? Like, I feel like it teaches us a little bit of financial discipline this year, just because it teaches us to kind of plan for those things. I feel like those are the things that get us the most, are the subscriptions and stuff that we pay for that we don't expect coming up. Where we're like, we check our bank account one day and we're like, oh, we have this amount, it's fine. And then all of
Yeah.
our subscriptions catch up, So this kind of helps us think about like, okay, we spend that every Sunday. And for the week, we kind of take a look together. We're like, what are we paying for this week? And we make a decision from there. But that's the wheel. It's just a little idea that we had right before the year started that we thought was going to kind of help us this year, because financial discipline is kind of a big thing for us this year. Because there's a lot of things that we want to be able to afford and stuff. What I also saw, too, that I thought was interesting, just a little side story, that the financial situation is so difficult for everyone right now that a lot of couples are getting divorced and still living together just because they can't afford to separate. Which
Why
is
they get
ridiculous.
divorced? Why they get divorced, stupid?
Well,
They don't.
yeah, because their relationship isn't working out, like their marriage isn't working out, but they have to literally live together. They would rather live together and hate each other every day and because they can't afford to live different places. They would like, and I feel like that probably fix maybe some marriages too. Like they got divorced and then now they're like, okay, well, we're stuck in this boat, so we got to figure it out, you know. And maybe it'll help some people. But can you imagine going through the whole divorce, like months of being like, nope, we're doing this, we got to separate, and then you're stuck together.
Divorces aren't free either, so got to pay for that too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You have to really think about going through that decision, and they thought about it, and they are still like, you know what? I still can't even afford to move out. So
No.
that's ridiculous.
It also makes you like really think about, do I want to be with this person my entire life? Because if I have to get divorced, it's gonna hurt a lot on my wallet and my heart, but most my wallet.
Yeah, like so yesterday we thought our cat got out, Hades, the
Yeah.
little one, and I was about to have a meltdown. It's my first cat, you know. He used to climb my shoulder, emotional attachment. But then a part of me was also like, we did not just pay to get him neutered and get all his shots for him to run away.
Yep.
It's gotten to that point where it's like, I did not just do such and such to lose that much
Yeah.
in a short amount of time.
Yeah,
no.
I was annoyed.
Oh god, now I'm thinking back to my bike.
You want to talk about that story, Kindle?
Yeah. 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 So I had an electric bike. It was a electric e-bike. It was a pretty good looking bike, a pretty fast bike too. Go over like 35 miles an hour on a pretty good hill. Wasn't a cheap bike. Cost like 900 to $1,000. You know. But I know. And I had it for a good year or two. And done pretty well. Got me from hither to thither for, I don't know, pretty well. I even took it to like long trips. It had a pretty good range. It was like an electric bike. I mean, it is such a bike, but like a motorcycle, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course, I can't go on the roads with it because it's not fast enough. There's a bike I'm looking at to, like later on that line though, there's a bike I'm looking at just for fun called a Suron. It goes pretty fast, like 50 miles an hour, which
Not bad.
yeah, not bad. Okay, I'm gonna get a car obviously before that. That's like down the line, want some funsies on a trail, something like that. Anyways, moving on. What was it like? November?
Something like that. October, some.
Yeah, October, November. I was riding around a little bit with it, you know. I said, I want to go visit my old place of living, you know. I want to go live in my own apartment, sit in my own apartment, see how they're doing. And yeah, I went in, rolled around, and, you know, it was a nice place. It's nice to look at a little bit of nostalgia for you. I had to go to the bathroom. I drank a good amount of water before then, and I could have peed outside, but I didn't want to. I'm not an animal. What am I, an animal? No. So I went into the leasing office because they had a bathroom in there, and I was on go for 2 minutes, 2 minutos, dos minutos, whatever. And came back out, bike was gone. So yeah. And speaking of gone,
There goes Ethan.
His internet probably went out again.
Yeah.
For
I
those
mean-
of you that don't know, we're located in Texas, and we are kind of in the middle of like little snowstorms, and it is like 20 degrees all the way down to like 13 degrees, 12 degrees at night.
yeah,
And so we're just not built. We're just not built for this kind of weather at all. So Ethan's internet
It's
has been having problems.
you would think after the last couple of years they would try to bulk that up, but I guess not.
Yeah.
No, Abbott's not gonna do that.
No.
Yeah, he had said he was pretty confident about everyone being okay, and what I think he meant was that he was going to be okay. But
Him and his class.
Recently he went skydiving. Did you know that?
jeez,
You went skydiving?
No.
Oh, I was
Mr.
like,
Abbott, or
Oh.
Lord Leader of the country of Tejas, went skydiving.
oh,
too much
yeah.
money.
You should
Anyway,
no.
but yeah, so Ethan's internet has just kind of been in and out, which sucks.
Yeah.
And we always have problems like this in Texas whenever it gets too cold, like electricity will go out. We were honestly worried that we wouldn't have electricity.
And it's oh, there he is.
And he's back. Electricity internet came back on.
Was the electricity?
Um,
Internet. Oh, okay.
for sure. Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I think Texas panicked a little too hard because shelves
Yeah.
should not have been that empty.
Dude, that's crazy though, because a couple of days ago I was walking around because I had to go to work for Walmart,
Mhm.
overnight shift. I had a bad job. I actually kind of like it. That's kind of weird saying for a job. I actually do really like it. Because all you do is just sit there, have your headphones in, you just stock stuff all night. That's legit.
I've been
So I
thinking
came
about
in-
doing something like that.
You should. You should. I mean, you got to stay up overnight, which, kind of sucks, but you can get used to it. I got used to it.
I do
kinda.
that anyway.
Yeah.
You do, anyways. But yeah, so walking to work and almost all the shelves were empty. Of course, all the TP was gone. Toilet paper was gone.
What's up with
Of course.
Texans and toilet paper?
That was just the world at that point.
Yeah, just
Well, Texans
Oh.
again, just recently, just like a couple weeks ago, like there's no toilet paper on the shelves, like at all.
all that front, all those chitlins were even making shit themselves, needing more toilet paper. I don't understand how people eat shit. How to be. I go on a whole rant about chitlins and southern food in general, but it's just not the time for that. Anyways, but yeah, like TP was gone. All the meat, there was a whole meat wall was damn empty. Of course, all the ramen was almost gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff we're missing, which is kind of fun to look at, but also kind of people are freaking out again for no reason.
Mm.
Because I bet you right now, in the northern states like Chicago or whatever, it's still business as usual. People like put chains on their tires, still going to work, still going to Walmart, buying all the stuff they need, and it's business as usual. Something that we can learn down here,
Mm.
very much so.
Yeah.
Drivers, when it gets like a millimeter of snow, a millimeter of ice, people just like can't drive.
Shut down.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
second it drops below 40, Texans freak out. You know, and
Yeah,
I was just gonna think because I started thinking about this because you were talking about like people going to the stores and stuff whenever it was. So my dad actually, was going to the store and stuff, and I don't know if you guys. Do you guys know what my dad does?
You mentioned it, but I ain't gonna lie.
online
it's-
broker.
No, he's a
Online-
he works with civil engineers. He does a lot
Yeah,
of
so-
blueprints for that kind of stuff.
That's what I
He's I don't want to. I don't really want to say he's like a designer. That feels off.
He's a public contractor.
They're trying to make a new position for him. That's as much as I'll say. Because my dad, he is one of the most skilled at what he does in the state, and so they're trying to make a brand new position to pay him very, very well for what he does. And I don't want to,
Some kind of.
huh?
You don't want to like give away what he does or something.
Well, I don't really know the exact phrasing for what he does. He works with civil engineers, and he helps design like those blueprints for like sidewalks and waterways and stuff like that. So,
Don't put a sidewalk over here where I live because like no fucking sidewalks.
well, anyway, the program that they use for making all of those designs and stuff, he taught himself how to use. And he didn't go to college for this, but he's one of the most skilled at what he does. They're trying to make a brand new position for him, basically, to pay him what they think that they should be paying him. And it is an obscene amount of money. I'm just being totally on. Like, I can't even fathom making that much amount of money. And he was supposed to get a raise at the beginning of the year, and unfortunately, he only got a third of it. He only got
Still more than any of us may combine, probably.
Yes. So he only got a third of the raise, unfortunately. If I had to put an estimate out there, just because it is his business, and I'll say this much: before his raise, okay, he was making, I'll say more than $35 an hour before his raise. After his raise, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to put out the exact amount because it is, his business. But after his raise, he makes more than $40 an hour.
That's literally like more
Pretty
than
damn
twice.
good.
More than
And-
twice what I'm making.
And he was supposed to be making more than 50 at the beginning of the year.
God damn, son.
And he does quite a bit of overtime. My dad is always working. He works very, very hard.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
He does at least 10 hours overtime, and he makes 1.5 times his hourly.
Man.
I would say he... If someone wants to do the math on that, then they can do the math. I can tell y'all.
Like,
I could tell you all the math personally, but obviously I'm not going to air it out for everyone. But anyway, my point being, he makes good money for it just being him. And they're really fighting to get him even more. And when we went to go get groceries, even he was like, I've got like $30 left. And my dad doesn't go out and do a bunch of crazy stuff all the time. He's not always going out. He's not always, he's always here at home working. But it's just the bills and the catching up and the way that the economy's been lately and how everything has just like skyrocketed basically. It's getting pretty tight. It's like he's basically in the same boat as the rest of us. And I was just thinking about that because I feel like a lot of people that listen to this are our age,
yeah.
And, obviously we keep talking about how much we make versus how much we have left at the end of it, And just so y'all know, there are grown-ass people with grown-ass kids out
Less
there
than we do.
that have the exact same numbers in their bank account as we do.
Yeah, we don't have any kids. I think so anyways. Do you guys have any kids?
No, we don't
Maybe,
have
I don't
kids,
know.
Kendall. We don't have kids.
Fur babies, that's about it.
You
But
could have some in your basement. I don't know.
I do have a lot of furred babies.
Nobody has basements in Texas, Kendall.
I don't know why.
I don't know. That's usually true. Yeah, it's a thing over here. This ain't Illinois, man. I hate to break it to you.
Well, nah, I don't believe that. Somebody have to. Anyways, no, moving on.
I don't know what his obsession with basements is. But anyway, my point being that there are people that are full grown adults that they're not new at this adult thing, and they make good money, and they still have bank accounts that look exactly like ours. And it's just the truth, and maybe it's that they have more responsibility, maybe it's that because my dad definitely has more responsibility because he's a homeowner, but I just think it's important for everyone to realize, like, it's not because you're young. It's not because of whatever you may be blaming it on. It's not because you missed that one day. It's literally just the way that the world is right now. It's everyone of all age groups. Every single person out there is struggling. I started thinking about my dad when he was going to stores.
And make it better, There's a good chance to make it worse.
It may get better. It might get worse. We don't really know.
Gotta ride the lightning sometimes.
Yeah. Just make sure, I just think good piece of advice, just everyone keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Put yourself, keep working.
Don't go spending $100 on a e-bike, or don't spend $100. Oh yeah, a cartoon as well. Yep.
Don't spend a lot of money on video games.
Yeah, for real.
Don't be an idiot and spend like $100 on a flight sim game like an idiot. I don't know who would do that.
Yeah, me neither.
Beats me.
or shark cards in GTA. Just the point of the story is,
That one irritates me.
Yeah.
but don't. It can just be smart.
Yeah.
If you have $100, I would say spend 10% of what you get. Right. So if you
Yeah,
get
$10.
$100, spend $10. You get 1,000, spend 100.
I think it's also important to invest in yourself, though. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Don't let yourself be dragged down by responsibility. You know, still go out
Yeah.
and do stuff. And I'm not saying go spend $200 on the club or go buy a $30 burger just because someone said it was the best thing they've ever had. You know, go.
Over.
You need to sit yourself down, and if you can't do it, don't do it. Like literally,
Yeah.
sit yourself down. You and your paycheck need to have a one-on-one, like for real. Like sit there, look at it, break down
Yeah,
your
talk to your mind.
expenses. Say what do I absolutely need to pay for this month? You know, pay for the things that you can pay for, and be like, what can I cut? You know, check your subscriptions. Do you have subscriptions popping up in your bank account you don't need to be paying for? Do you really need YouTube Premium? Do you really need, you know what I mean? Like, really think about it. Like, if times are tough, stop paying for stuff that you can honestly deal with. Be so honest with yourself. You can deal with the ads. You can deal with the commercials. You can do without, 50 different streaming services. You can do without it. Like,
Well, don't do that, but legally don't pirate, but
Kendall, no, stop.
I'm sorry.
We do not advise pirating.
No, we do not
don't.
advise pirating. Kendall's being dumb. But regardless, sit yourself down and say, what do I need to be paying for? If you have payments that work towards your credit, make those payments.
Yeah.
If you have
Your credit is probably the most important thing you can have on your
yes.
resume.
Yes, if you take a look at your bank account, actually for anyone that doesn't know that, you can open up your bank account and you can look at every single purchase that you've made. Write down, say how many times have I eaten out this week? Look at it. Look at the number. Be like, how much money did I spend eating out this week?
Yeah,
How much
I'll do it
money-
right now.
crunch those numbers. How much money did I spend eating out this week? And because of how things are becoming, is it cheaper than buying the food to make at home?
Yeah.
Because maybe eating out ends up being, find the best deal at a McDonald's or maybe even a taco truck that just so happens to be parked down the street. Whatever it takes, just because
Yeah.
it is getting there.
Don't.
It's tough.
Yeah, cooking is something you really do need to learn. Don't be that person that say, I don't know how to cook, so I'll bag out 5 McDonald's for dinner.
You don't need to learn how to cook like the craziest stuff either. Like if you need to live, and every person is different. If you need to live on quesadillas, we're living on quesadillas. If you need to live
Quesadillas
on
and sandwiches.
yes, cold cut sandwiches, just bread, meat, and cheese, and some mayo. Like do it. Like don't and that stuff will stretch you out for the week. It will. Like don't be stubborn about it. Like you seriously open up your bank account, do the math.
Right now.
Yeah, do the math and say how much do I spend on food? Is it groceries? Is it lasting me a long time? What kind of subscriptions are getting pulled out? Make sure am I paying for games that I don't need to be paying for? Stop spending money on mobile games. Stupid stuff. Literally ask yourself, do I need to be spending money on this? And sometimes you do, but if it doesn't affect your credit and if it's not an actual bill, if it's not for your vehicle and if it's not for your water and for your heat and for food, not eating out food, And if you are one of those people that you eat 5 times a day, you do not need to eat 5 times a day.
Because one, it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. And it's 7'5", you need to eat that many calories, which most of you aren't. I know you aren't. I know you're lying. You say you are. You don't need to eat that much.
No.
It's 3 meals, maybe 2 a day with a snack or 2 in between.
Man, I survive off of one.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is if you have to, you have to. It's not if you have to only eat once a day because that's how much food you have for the week, you need to do it. Go get those cans. And ramen is those little cup ramens that you can put in the microwave. Those are 37 cents, 47 cents or
Dude.
something like that.
A bag or two of ramen will fill you up for like half a day.
Honestly, and this is a weird one. Go to Costco, buy a $1.50 hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not budging on those. Hot dogs will stay $1.50 as long as he lives.
Nope.
He has
You know,
literally
World
said,
War III will start when those hot dogs go up even a cent.
yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
so I think I saw something earlier where somebody had done an experiment on it. He spent $130 in a week on just 3 meals a day for Costco hot dogs, which is really good because that's like groceries, right, for the week.
Yeah.
And even then, you still go out and eat because it's not enough.
Yeah. And like one thing that, you know, I feel like a lot of us do too is like soft drinks. Be so frugal with yourself when you're going to the store. You do not need that 24 pack of Coke. Drink the water out of the sink. Like times are tough. It is okay. If you don't need to be like, be so frugal with yourself. You don't need to be buying the soft drinks. You don't need to be going out buying 2 liters. You don't need to be going out buying, like, pick yourself up some pizza rolls, you know, something that, like, you can open up a few times and use. If it is going to be single use, it better be less than $1.
Yeah.
Ramen cups are less than $1. You know, be smarter about this kind of stuff, guys, because everyone is struggling. We all know that we are, you know, and that would be the biggest. I feel like groceries gets a lot of people. People keep talking about, well, eating out, I need to eat something. Go pick up a ramen cup. Go make
Exactly.
yourself a sandwich. Learn
And don't
how to
eat,
make
like,
boiled
don't eat
eggs.
15 don't eat 15 things of ramen.
No,
Don't do that.
be smart about it. Like learn how to make hard boiled eggs. You know,
That's
learn
good.
how to make. Yeah, that's fine. You
You-
can use that
you
for a
make
lot of
tuna.
stuff.
You make tuna.
If you like tuna, I personally hate it. You know,
Yeah, it's pretty nasty, but I
I
mean, hey.
wasn't asking
Yeah.
who like who, but I'm saying tuna is a very good thing that'll last you. You buy like a couple of. If it's gonna be usually, you know, people listening to this, you don't have family. I mean, I'm assuming you don't. Is this you and probably somebody? Like tuna will last you a good 2-3 weeks.
Not just a theory, a game theory.
I'm dead.
We can't use that, Lee.
Yeah, we can't say that.
Well, I mean, it's not copyrighted.
Yeah.
Oh, he
think it is.
doesn't exist anymore. So
Okay, we're not about to go into this
What are you
spiral of
talking about?
people
Yeah, I'm
he
gonna
retired.
And I'm gonna be
Right.
sued.
But
He
anyway,
retired. He quit YouTube.
So
don't get sued.
if you do have a family, like my mother was a single mother for a little bit, and she dealt with a lot of the same things, you know. And I don't know how many times she would feed me and Anthony, and she wouldn't eat, you know. And if that's how it is, then that's how it is. But all I'm saying is, like, canned soups, pizza rolls, sandwich, like, there are ways. You stop. Oh, and stop getting name brand shit. Stop it.
Great value every once in a while.
Get
Great
great
value
value.
Great value is getting pretty good recently.
Yes,
You know?
it's not worse. I promise it's not. You can't tell the difference. Stop getting name brand stuff. I have bagel bites that are not bagel bites in my freezer right now. They are
Mhm.
great value. It's the same stuff.
Get those.
It will
get
fill
those-
your belly.
Get Tutti Fruity instead of Fruit Loops. They actually do taste better. Surprisingly,
Go
they
go
taste
to
better.
go to Aldi's. Get yourself the Frosted Flakes that aren't really Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
Frosted Flakes, yeah.
Anything great value. Cereals are good too if you're trying to stretch stuff out, you know. But like I said, I mean, pay the stuff that you need to be paying. If you're paying for something that affects your credit, pay it first.
Yeah.
Pay it first.
Don't be these people.
And if you
with-
need help, ask for help. Don't be one of those people where you're struggling and you don't want to ask your family members and stuff for help.
Yeah.
If you can ask for help, do it. And if you can't,
swallow that pride.
try to be smarter. Everyone needs to try to be smarter, but you know, you have people out there that care about you, whether you know it or not. Use your resources. No one is alone in this economy right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like between the four of us have to split up stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way that it is. You have people out there. You have people you can ask. Don't be stubborn about it. Do what you have to do, because surviving is your number one thing.
Yeah.
Surviving is your number one thing right now. And if you are saying that you want to thrive and not just survive, do that later.
Afterwards.
Do that later.
You got a long time to live, buddy. Medicine's getting real good. You got a long time to live.
Yeah,
Just
it
make
will be
sure-
fine. It will
Let's
be
see if I
fine.
cars something like that, but
I
yeah, a
don't-
long time to live.
Yeah, it's you. We can all thrive in our. I would rather everyone be thriving in their 30s than everyone fucking up their credit in their 20s, and we can't do anything in our 30s. Let's be smarter about this.
Mhm.
We don't want to be 50 with kids and partying. We don't want to break the cycle.
Yeah.
Break the cycle, guys. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just it's gonna be tough for a little bit. I don't doubt that at all, and I'm not guaranteeing that it'll get better next year or even the year after that. But I am saying, do what you can to make it better. You can prioritize your things different. You can cut down on certain expenses. You can make sure that you are, if you don't like what your job is paying, find a different one. And if you can't, stick it out. Do what you need to do. Don't quit your job before you have another one lined up. I'm tired of seeing kids our age do that. That is stupid. Have another
Yeah.
job lined up, put in your 2 weeks notice, and then start your other one whenever it's done. That's it. You know? So tell the new job, I can start. I just need to give my other job a couple weeks notice. You know? And if you don't believe in 2 weeks notice, then sure. You know, but make sure you have a job before you quit. Don't quit and then look for a job.
Yeah, so set up.
I'm so tired of seeing people our age do that. Anyone else have any advice to yell at people right now?
Yeah, just don't give into the impulsive spending if you don't have to. You just like it's what I'm saying. Whatever you're thinking, it's like it could always be there. Whatever it's an item you need or want, whatever. Just don't give into the impulse all the time. Because if it's an impulse like that, and it's not just like, oh, okay, well, this I kind of need this, so it's like, oh, I really do. If you have that mentality so you're probably not a want at that point, or it's probably not a need at that point. It's a want. So don't give in to the
Exactly.
wants and the
Learn the difference.
all that.
Already what you want and what you need. You need the food, you need a house over your head, you need clothes. You don't need the $6,000 phone, the new iPhone, whatever. You don't need. You don't need. I don't know. You don't need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
I think
save your
You know.
cash. Save your cash.
Yeah.
Don't, if you have cash to use, use it.
Physical
you can
cash is
split
not
it.
dead.
It's not dead. We save cash all the time. Save
I'm not
your
big cash.
literally save your change. We have
Mhm.
like a big old piggy bank. Save your change. I'm being so for real. Someone out
I
there
had
is
a piggy
laughing at
bank
me right
once.
now, and
I
I
broke it
fucking
down.
hear you. Stop fucking laughing. I'm so fucking for real. Save your change, bitch. Save your change. I'm so for real.
Seriously.
Listen,
Stop
no,
it.
for real. Save your change. When you save your change, I don't know, because there's probably someone out here that doesn't know this. And it saved my life so many times. Save your change, and when you have a lot saved up, what you can do, go to a Coinstar. Go to a Coinstar, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
put in a Coinstar. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's a machine. It takes your change, and then it gives you a little ticket. It counts all of it for you, and it gives you a ticket. And then you can take that ticket to the register at the place that you're at, and they'll give you it in cash. Do
Great.
that.
It was a lot of our mom's favorite thing as a kid.
Yeah. For those people that don't know that those are out there, you can do that. There are little machines out there. Look up Coinstars. Coinstar. It should be one
Coinstar.
word. You know,
Yeah.
COINSTAR.
I was
Coinstar.
waiting for you to mess up that spelling.
I was about to.
yeah. But I'm being so for real. Someone out there is probably laughing at us. I'm being so for real. If you're using cash, keep your change. Put it. My dad, in his age, with the money he makes, he still keeps his change. He has a jug in his room. He still keeps his change. I'm being so for real. It adds up. It does. I don't know how many times we've had change. I'm like, we should probably go exchange this, and it's been like an extra $50.
Yeah, I think the first time was like $100.
Yeah. I'm being so for. It adds up. Just keep it. I'm being so for real. We work with this one girl. She throws her coins in the trash.
What?
Mm. I heard her say that, and I was like, just give it to somebody else at that point. Don't.
Yeah.
And I know a couple of guys
I
in New
will
York who
take
use
it.
that change a lot.
If you find change on the floor, pick it up. It is now yours. Finders keepers.
Finders keepers.
Do what you got to do. But there are
Yeah,
ways.
As many ways as there is to lose money, there's some many ways to save money.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think my last piece of advice before we go ahead and spin the wheel to see who's the host next week
Mhm.
is find joy in simplicity.
Yes.
The simplest thing is sometimes the lifesaver. That sandwich that she was talking about. I'm looking forward to that sandwich. I'm
Yeah,
looking
true.
forward to
Be
those
happy.
little things.
Be happy.
You gotta
with what
just-
have.
I have a
Yeah,
waffle in the microwave.
A waffle and yeah, stuff like that.
Be
You
happy.
know,
Be happy.
'cause
with what you have.
I've been that guy who would eat a steak and who would go out and he would eat chicken Alfredo because he felt like it. And I have been the guy who eats raw bologna just straight out of the package.
You know,
Because you have to. Yeah.
a little wet from the packaging store. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
Still
very tasty.
slimy.
Bologna is. Yep. The slimier the better.
But yeah, I mean,
Nasty.
Also, before we get the wheel started, I just want to go ahead and say, we did decide that we are going to start doing certain episodes. I'm not sure what we're going to call them yet, but we're going to do episodes where we read y'all's stories and y'all's comments. You guys can leave those for
Yes.
us in comment sections on Spotify.
Leave comment.
I'm not
on
sure if
Spotify.
there's a way to do that. I'll look into it.
I think there's a way. I can't find it again, but
Yeah, I
I
gotta-
did see people comments on podcasts.
Yeah, I gotta go take a look. I think I can do like a poll, and then, or not like a poll. Maybe I could do like a Q&A on Spotify. I'll look
Yeah.
into it though. But
We
we're
have a
gonna
YouTube
do,
as well.
yes, or on the YouTube. You can leave your comments there, and we're gonna do certain episodes. You guys can leave y'all's stories and stuff that y'all want to talk about and stuff, and we will do whole episodes where we read out y'all's anonymous stuff. We will keep it anonymous for y'all.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of talk about it. You guys can ask anything that you guys want to. It could be advice, it could be stories that you guys have, just things that you want to share, anything. But we're gonna do inclusive episodes like that too, where we go ahead and share, just share y'all's perspective and things that I want to talk about and stuff. So yeah, make sure you guys do that. I'll look into it. If I need to do it a different way, I'll let y'all know. I'll look into some more options though for you guys, just so that we can maybe keep it more anonymous. I don't know, but
We could have a Google Docs and like copy and paste the comments on that Google Doc and just read off of that.
yeah, it's also true. Well, I mean, there's some more discussion to be had about how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do like literally whole episodes just for you guys. If you guys have input, or you guys want to share certain stories, or you guys maybe want us to share out some advice, if you guys have anything that you guys are struggling with right now that you guys want us to just put our 2 cents in, we're here for the unbiased 2 cents. So just make sure that you guys take advantage of that if you need to, or even if you don't. Maybe you guys just think something is worth talking about. So we're gonna go ahead and spin the wheel now. Kenny, you
Yep.
want to set that up for us real quick?
Yes, I do. I already have set up.
Okay.
and there it is, the wheel.
The wheel of
That's
life.
it. And we
All right. Any remaining words before we spin this wheel?
I hope it's not me.
I got 7 words.
All right.
You have the right to
one-
remain silent.
Okay. I have
No.
one word and it's 6 letters, but we're gonna move on about that. Let's go. So let's spin it. How do you spin the wheel? Let's spin the wheel.
It's me.
Alright,
I'm just glad it wasn't me again. Oh my god.
It's
I kind of wanted to
me.
be. I had a topic, but all right.
So as always, we are not going to discuss. We're not going to let it slide. We're not going to tell anyone what the topic is right now. You are going to have to check out the next episode to see
Yes.
that.
You better.
Yes, everyone do better. Everyone be
Be
happy. Do what
Yeah.
you can, and we will
Alright.
see all of you next time.
Next time.
Bye.
Buenos
Next time.
noches.